Basta Long, global dominion.
Basta Long, global dominion.
Basta Loan, Global Dominion.
Before we proceed, gusto ko lang pasalamatan siguro yung mga regular audience ng ating premier video interviews on a bi-weekly basis. And we hope that you continue to stay tuned in the Global Dominion Facebook page for more updates and for the latest video interviews on financial literacy and financial inclusion. Okay, so for today, fortunately, we have a very special guest who is a natural entrepreneur himself, who's also taking a master in ano nga ba yun? In Science and Innovation in Business in Asian Institute of Management.
Yes.
Ayun, perfect. And is also a member of the International Care Ministries, which we will be talking about in a moment. No? But right now, isang masigabong palakpakan para sa ating guest si Alden Ejorango. Ayan. There will be an audience clapping as sa background niyan when you listen to this interview, Alden. So, I'll let you speak muna to further introduce yourself. Please go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much. It's really so hard. Warming welcome. And yeah, I'd like to thank you, everyone. I'd like to thank Global Dominion first for inviting me to have a talk today, and also to speak before our audience. I've seen in your in your recent videos that you really have a lot of viewers. So I'm honestly one of them. In fact, yes, I keep on watching all of them. So whenever, you know what, I've been here in the financial industry for more than a decade, but whenever I hear this export, this seasoned people in this area of financial literacy, I keep on learning as well. So yeah, so I'd like to introduce myself. So so currently I'm currently working in at the International Care Ministries as the head of its livelihood department for Transform Livelihood Department. So my work there is usually to conceptualize social innovation strategies and redesign the livelihood programs related to poverty alleviation and community development.
Okay.
I also do executive I also develop and executed executed and supervise multiple projects that provide income opportunities for the ultra poor communities. So
Ultra poor.
later I will tell you what ultra poor is and the difference between the poor, the entrepreneurial poor, and the ultra poor. So these are the bottom of the bottom.
Talaga? So there's palang may ano pa pala, no? There's a layer, ano?
Yeah, there are three layers sa poor category below the poverty line. So these are the poor, the and then the entrepreneurial poor, yung pinaka-highest, which is they have the capacity to do money, to generate, pero their income is still lower than the usual.
Okay. Nasaan
And then-
kaya ako dyan? We'll see.
Nagulog ka pa sa view.
Well, we'll talk about it later. It sounds complex, and it's either it's new or maybe it's me who's just feeling that it's something new. Pero we'll learn more about it. And first, Alden, thanks for saying that you're one of our viewers kasi we see a lot of. I think our last video had 16,000 views already organically, so which we're thankful for. And so yeah, we hope that we also learn a lot from you today. And let's start with some of the very basics. Let's start with some of the basics. I'll ask you muna. For me, who may not be new to this, but for our audience na bagong dinig nila to, what is financial literacy? If it's something na close to your heart. What is it, and why is it important? Let's start with that.
Okay. Let's just not take any Google explanation here.
Sige, yes, please.
So I guess, so sa personal ko,
Uh-huh.
for my personal um, me- meaning for this financial literacy, well, I take financial literacy. It's more of the activity or the process and the passion of delivering informations that provide income opportunities, that provide knowledge on um, financial management to any people that really needs it. So it's more of allowing the person to have a deeper understanding
Hmm.
on the world of finance in the simplest terms.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you
So the result of it, yeah.
yep.
So the result of it is truly it will transform the way you manage your money, and yeah, that's it.
So parang you're saying it's a transfer of information to help people manage their finances. Tama ba 'yun? Tama ba yung pagkaka
Yeah, in the
paraphrase?
simplest term.
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay. Sige.
Mm-mm.
And so why is it important? Ano? I mean, medyo alam na natin it's given na kailangan nating mag-manage ng ating finances. But for many people who may not know, why is it important ba for us to know more about it?
Well, right now, in times like this, whoever has the knowledge has the power. Okay, he has the ability to get opportunities in front of him anytime. And so if you are another ordinary person and just you took another a degree and you get equipped and definitely get a means to earn, a means to help other people, so some sort of things like that. In in the lighter terms of it, in the lighter experience, for these people who are underserved under the underserved market. So ito yung mga people na usually in our case now. So these are from the remote areas who hasn't even reached even a grade school. No, they didn't have any education at all.
Mm-hmm.
So in fact, some of them not even recorded in the Philippine Statistics Authority. So pinanganak sila ng mother nila na walang birth certificate. So sila walang birth
Mm-hmm.
certificate. Namatay sila na they didn't have any death certificate because they didn't have any birth certificate. They didn't have any ID. So, so alam mo, they exist, they died, but the world didn't know them.
Right, right.
So, and because of those things, the lack of any access to financial products or any information. So they cannot even enroll to the school. So if these guys really lack of knowledge, and if we are able to provide valuable information, even the simplest information, that's really a treasure for them. And
Okay.
so yeah, so I think that's it.
Well, now I'm thinking baka sila yung mga na-mention mo kanina na part of the ultra poor that you said a while ago. But in essence, I was wondering, I'm just curious if ganun sila. I mean, no documentation at all, did not even reach grade school. What would be the importance of financial literacy to them? I mean, I don't even know if they have much to manage, if there's anything to manage at all, hindi ba? How does that help in community with a lot of ultra poor people?
Well, they don't know how to do yung proper management action, um, even counting kung hindi man siya alam nila, no? Pero yung financial literacy, it's how to see the opportunities,
Mhm.
one of the opportunities is that to provide an income. So isang aspect kasi sa financial literacy is not just to provide yung mga financial products
Mm.
information and the access to any financial products or information, but also yung providing them or teaching them how to gain money. So isa yun sa part ng financial literacy.
Kumbaga yun yung
We're
first
in,
level, no? For them
yes, yun yun.
to learn how to obtain muna, no? To obtain money.
Ah,
I was talking to Yarden Milovich last week for the same interview, and we're talking about financial inclusion. We talked about
mm.
insurance, we talked about savings, but in your experience, in your exposure with International Care Ministries, malayo pa to, no? Sa pinag-uusapan. Parang the first step
Ma-
is to teach
Siguro
them.
step back tayo
Oo, oo,
dito sa
oo.
topic natin.
Tama. So, malaki-laking step
Kumbaga
back.
sa Jurassic, ito yung mga, kumbaga kung sa Jurassic, medyo old talaga yung knowledge nila. So, alam mo yung, kahit ang usual na income nila or yung activity is that magtanim ng palay.
Okay.
Pero when they teach them, let's say gumawa sila ng puto cheese, magana ng banana Q, or even yung simplest and mga simplest products like merienda, tapos they can earn, sobrang laking tulong na sa kanila right now. Because what they're earning in a day is only $2.88, or let's just say, let's convert it into, that's only 150 pesos for family of six. For the family of six. But the required expenses per day is around $3.91 for mga nasa 200 pesos. So there's still a 50 pesos variance or shortfall daily. So yun yung importance ng financial literacy, is that how you can maximize your resources, how can you fit your expenses, how can you fit your money to your expenses? Kasi usually utang sila ng utang, then natatambakan na sila. So they didn't know all those things, kaya we educate all of them about it. And then after that, we also provide them yung mga tools how to save money through savings groups.
Okay.
Ito yung hindi siya paluwagan. Ayan. Pero ang paluwagan kasi it's unstructured. There's no policy. Usually iba yung nagpapatakbo nun. But savings group is a more safest way to save money.
Okay, then why don't we discuss more about it? I'd like to know more about International Care Ministries. Ano ba ang ano ba ang institusyon na to, tungkol saan, and why are they here? What's your mission in International Care Ministries?
Okay, thank you for that, Ayan. So since you mentioned already about our company, International Care Ministries, so it's been here now. So for 25 years already. It started with a pastor who helped isang remote area, tapos he was moved kasi as he shares the gospel, there's a lot of people na nangangailangan na financial literacy, basic hygiene, and spiritual growth. So until such time na nakagather ito ng isang donor na formalize na siya in the organization, and then it grows na right now into 500 people, our staff, and our global CEO or Chief Executive Officer is the former CFO of Morgan Stanley.
Okay.
So it's Mr. David Sutherland. And right now, what we are focusing, because there's a lot of NGOs right now are giving feeding programs and education, but right now what we are focusing on the target market segment is the ultra poor. So these people are earning less than 50 pesos per day. So, and they are really located in far-flung communities. So in February 2020, ICM was awarded as we got a huge funding, just to tell you, so just to jump lang about the leap that we had. We got an award, or we were awarded of $5.5 million US.
Wow.
From the Global Innovation Fund, because when we applied there, they saw that the system that we are implementing is so scalable. Later, I will talk about the strategies that we're implementing. And every year we are graduating thousands, tens of thousands of people um, to this enroll them to our financial literacy program. After the program, we expected them um, these things 167% increase of income.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Yes, and then 133% increase in their savings. Some of them actually when they started, kasi I was handling yung even the analytics of it.
Mhm.
Yung the ultra poor usually negative talaga siya. So ang laki ng mga utang nila.
Okay.
Pero after enrolling to the program, aside from earning 167% growth from their income, ang nangyari nito is nagkakaroon pa sila ng savings. So the process there is that they learn, they earn, and they save, and then they invest na.
Okay. So they
So
learn, they earn, they save, and then they finally invest. No? Ang galing ha.
yes.
Umabot sila sa investing. You mentioned earlier that you also handle analytics. What else do you handle with International Care Ministries? Ano pa ang involvement mo with them? How else do you help the organization?
Well, basically more of the program design
Hmm.
about the financial literacy.
Okay.
I'm the one who was of those who are designing the overall curriculum for the livelihood.
Okay. Okay.
For the livelihood. In ICM, we have four core strategies, which is HOPE or hope, H
Mhm.
for heart, O for opportunity, physical and education. For heart, that's more on the fostering positive values. Okay, so
May ganun
so
pa, no?
not only not money, not
Right.
only money, pero yung um, positive values, yung trust between social people, and then even social kung sa community niya. And then
Mhm.
also, since yung nagpapatakbo nito is the pastors itself, may mga yun something unique sa Philippines, no? Kasi kahit saan ka mapunta, may mga simbahan, may mga pastor, may mga churches. And then these pastors are volunteers.
Okay.
We have just so we have 9,315 pastors,
Okay.
volunteers, and we're not paying all of them. Pero they are working hard to deliver yung program ng ICM. Pero sila ang may hawak nun sa H, which is sharing the values and gospel as well. Now, for the O side naman, or opportunity, that's mine.
Okay.
So, it's more on empowering sustainable income. Under the department is we provide them BIB or business in a box, wherein we provide um, a kit. So this kit is composed of raw materials. Let's say may
Mhm.
mga kung we lend this kit to the participant, and ang kanila, imagine this is a loan,
Okay.
no? So they will return it after 1 month, yung month as a money na as payment. So
Mm.
this kit, kasi sobrang layo wala silang mapapamilihan kung saan man.
Mhm.
Pero we will allow them to purchase, magkaroon sila ng startup capital
Mhm.
nang wala silang ilalabas na money. So ang kanilang kailangan gawin lang ay to produce that kit into a product. Let's say a puto cheese. Yun yung pinaka-basic namin
Mhm.
Yung puto
Mhm.
cheese. So after this, lulutuin mo, and then ibibenta mo sa kapitbahay mo, and then you'll earn.
Okay.
So, and
Parang
then
you
a
provide them the
portion
raw
of it,
materials for a product that they can build themselves, no? Parang ganyan. And then that's what they're
mm
going to sell. Okay.
so kikita na sila doon, a portion of it, syempre, paikutin nila yon in a week, and then a portion of it, weekly kasing collection, so may maliit lang na, kumbaga kurot lang, a
Mhm.
pinch of the total income that they have. Tapos, roll over na naman yung capital, and then they save na naman, they pay, they save, they
Mhm.
they grow their capital na. So at the end of it, after 1 month, they're self-sufficient na a little bit, pero they still need support from it. That's why our program is for the transform itself is 15 weeks. No? So mga 4 months siya tumatakbo.
The entire program includes yung to the point na they can invest na ba? Parang learn,
Wala
or
yeah,
save.
Nandun na yon.
Nandun na? Okay.
Pero after the 15 weeks program, there's also another department is handling it para yung sustainability.
Okay.
So
Mahaba-haba
anyway,
pala.
sobrang, alam mo yun, I've been in the financial industry for 10 years. And you know what, I was the assistant vice president na isang bangko before. Pero I jumped to this development sector after looking my purpose in life na sobrang hirap pala ng pinagdadaanan ng people in this sector.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really felt, I was really moved by the passion, by the vision of this. Yeah, so, yeah. And go back lang tayo doon sa opportunity. Yeah, so we also provide yung garden in a box or GIB, wherein we provide them the seeds, tapos they will plant it. Okay. So we teach them how to grow the plants, and then when it grows, pwedeng ibenta nila, or if we can, yung seed banking. If you know seed banking, yung small space, kapag lumaki na yan, and then you get the fruit, yung seeds, no, itatanim mo on the remaining space, no, and then hanggang lumaki na siya. So tuloy-tuloy siya hanggang lumaki na yung garden. It's really so fantastic na seeing them growing their own plants. So other than the BIB, Business in the Box, and Garden in the Box, we also provide yung savings group. So those participants, usually 30 sila in a community, they will form as a group wherein they also are like an officers. So for who's gonna handle o yung administer yung mga meetings. Yeah, so that's the O.
That's the O pala.
Oh, and then there also a physical wherein ito na yung may mga basic hygiene, paano yung even sa ano ba yung mga karaniwan doon. Ayon sa sir, matatawa ka lang siguro, pero medyo matatouch ka. Kasi yung one of the cases that we had there, even yung hygiene, yung pagpapakulo pa lang yun sa tubig, tapos they put some salt in there. Merong isang community na diarrhea. They thought na lumaki sila, tumanda na sila, nagkaanak na sila. They thought na normal lang yung pagtatahi. So, for the diarrhea, they didn't know that it is diarrhea because the hospital is too far. They didn't even visit the hospital even once in their lifetime. So, nag-try silang pakulo noon, and then they drink their waters after ng boiling. Nawala na yung diarrhea or yung pagkatae nila. Naging maayos na yung tubig. Then they said na, we thought na normal, sabi na, one of the testimonies there is that, we thought na normal lang yung pagtatay nito. Pero after you taught us about this basic hygiene, nakita namin na, okay, malaki pa rin impact na. So, yeah.
We're
so that's
really looking at something very basic here, no, when it comes to teaching them, no, right from the opportunities and then up to the physical. Talagang basic yung kinakailangan nila ng tulong. How about the E? What does E mean sa HOPE?
That's education. It's more on launching confident learners, no? Wherein our staff teaches their parents, and the parents teaches their children and we provided them the materials. So, kasi wala mga school doon, so what we do is that to teach them how to read. Even the parents didn't know how to read. So they learned from us, and that's why the student, they pass it on to their children, and the children now can now read. And now, since we support yung enrollment, number certificate, providing the ID, to receive all these benefits from the government, ang nangyari dito is that they're now eligible or qualified to go to the school. No? So, and that's a basic thing. So, nagkakaroon ng education is lifelong learning for them. Although basic lang yun, pero there's a huge impact for them as already a leap before going to the school.
Sobrang hirap ng ginagawa nyo. ang critical to help them. How does it feel now? What progress have you seen so far? I don't know how long you've been with ICM, pero what progress have you seen? How did you feel that it's actually rewarding in the last during your stay there? Paano? Tell me about the little successes, if you may say, that you've experienced with ICM.
I've been here for, thank you for asking, Ayan. Actually, I just get a realization after you asked me. Pero, yeah, I contemplated this before, pero not only this time, not only as much as parang striking this time. I've been here in ICM for a year already. And what I've seen there is that these people who are living in cramped homes, unsafe homes, have no electricity, don't have purified water, children are malnourished, and households have illnesses na rin. I've seen a huge benefit from them. It's really something like fulfilling for me. So I've been sitting so well na sa banking industry. Pero when I went here, I noticed that, you know what, sobrang layo. I've been reaching out ng mga wealthy people. Tapos these people didn't even earn 100 peso a day. So it's less than 50 peso a day. Pero after the program, after the intervention that we bring them in, they get you know what, the access, they get information, they get equipped, and they can even support their family na. And what's something good with that is that the whole family was also affected with that, and they're now all looking for opportunities to provide income for their family. One of the things that I noticed there is that imagine these communities, they didn't have any income, pero after forming a savings group, they become, yung savings na yun naging million amount. They didn't have any single penny na before ICM, pero after 5 years, yung sa akin parang medyo maliit pa lang yung nakita ko, pero yung nahawakan ko, and then until now. Pero those people who are ahead of them, let's say 5 years, 3 years, nakita namin na umabot ng 1 million yung money. So yung cramped homes nila have now become concrete. So they can just borrow from the savings group itself, from the group, and then just earn, you know what, they just pay a minimal interest, and they also get the dividend from the interest from their own money, which is being lent to the group themselves. I also noticed that some of them have now established business, wherein meron silang sari-sari store na kahit magkaroon ka lang ng capital for 20,000-30,000 is really a huge amount if you're sitting or located in a mountainous province. So,
oo naman. Yeah, I mean, kung ikaw ang unang may business doon, di ba? Parang the way you tell the story is in the beginning, parang it's just the church that's there as the I don't know, pinakamalaking establishment siguro in that community. And now you're building these stores with you know, with your financing, with your education, and I can just imagine how difficult it is. But basically, bottom line, yung fulfillment that you feel is something that's truly rewarding with the experience itself. Curious ako kasi sa website ninyo, which I will share with you now. Binibisi-bisita ko ito ngayon eh. Teka. Yan. Diba? So, eto siya. International Care Ministries transforming the futures of the ultra poor. Yan yung dinidiscuss natin kanina. Ultra poor na ba yung pinaka nasa baba or meron pang layer after that?
Wala na sila na.
Wala na? Todo na yan. We look forward to a day when no child has to live in ultra poverty. Okay. Good, very good. Grabe, no? Kita ko yung effort. And I'm sure you're getting a lot of support from the community itself, no? From the people within the community. Ayan.
Yeah, that's true.
There's something I noticed here. Ito, may numbers pa pala. So, 106% increase in income, 28% decrease in serious illness, and then 43% increase in self-worth. May ganon, no? 106% increase in income. Wow, okay.
That's ano yan, that's 2017. Ngayon, 167% na because we improve our curriculum. All the numbers have already improved.
Okay. That's a huge deal, no? Especially if we're dealing with ultra poor here. ICM research. Okay, may research din kayo. I was looking at this. Ito yung nakita ko talaga. And there are parang sections for volunteering and being an ambassador. Is this open to all? To anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so they go to your website and go here, no? Parang find out more in being a volunteer, no? If they want to help. Tama ba?
Yes. Anyone can join us, whether becoming a donor or becoming a volunteer, just to see yung poor communities or how they can help their own means. So even for the research, if they also wanted to become an intern, they can also go to us. And we are providing, if they're going to be an intern, most probably they're in the research department. So yung sinabi ko analytics, too far pa yun kasi sobrang extensive, sobrang comprehensive ng research.
Wow.
And our head of research, the director of research, actually is a faculty in University of, what do you call that? Well, I have this here at the list of universities as well who are in partnership with us. This is the University of Sydney, University of Hong Kong, Northwestern University, De La Salle, University of Toronto, Princeton University, Wheaton College, University of Waterloo, also the Innovations for Poverty Action, or the IPA. So a whole lot more. Actually, we're also backed by several huge businessmen in the country, several companies. So because they see the results. We are really data driven whenever in our approach. So that's why we measure our impacts down to the smallest part of it. We have thousands of variables to measure in poverty, in the increase of income, or any progress that they have for our participants.
And you plant the seeds by teaching them. Hindi lang basta directly helping them with this, giving them the money, to teach them pa. So I mean, it's something that anyone who'd like to help would really be interested in, or would be really willing to help, hindi ba? Kasi they know na mapapakinabangan itong mga inyong I'd call them your clients, kasi you're the ones helping them. This is really interesting, and it feels heartwarming when you see the photos here. Parang ang dami-dami niyo nang natulungan for that span of years. How is it now, by the way, na merong COVID? How are your activities affected?
Oh, yeah. Sobrang affected kami. Well, I'm not sure if I'm okay to disclose some of the information.
Okay.
Pero siguro what I can just give you, the information that you can see in the mainstream media such as newspaper,
Mm.
uh, videos, wherein we're usually being covered by Inquirer, Bulletin, and a whole lot more CNN as well. Wherein in this COVID is totally unique, kasi
Right.
we our approach is usually going to the people, to the communities, and then we gather them together. Tapos they're sitting beside each other. Pero right now, because of COVID, we cannot we cannot do that. So that's why we reduce the number of participants. We ask for the LGUs to for the permission if we can set a meeting with them
Right.
weekly. So anong nangyari is that na-reduce man yung number, pero yung number ng people na nasa meeting, yes, na-reduce mo siya. Pero before that, what we were doing is that we are dispersing a lot of reliefs for the people. Kasi wala silang means to earn. Kung may apektuhan, kung may maapektuhan, sila talaga, as in,
Yung una,
we
sila yung
even,
una.
sila talaga, as in, after that, wala silang makain and they're so hungry. That's why we provided them the relief. Yung mga good thing that we have partners, institutional partners.
Okay.
What we are really asking is the goods or even the donation. Tapos we send it out to the provinces. Right now we have 12 provinces in the Philippines. I can show it to you later. Now, on top of those relief goods, we also provide seeds. They also plant. So we selected the fast-growing seeds that they can harvest within just a couple of weeks. So right now, kahit naubos na yung relief, pero they have the vegetables na rin. So,
May makakain sila.
Meron rin kami pinoprovide ng food packs or mana packs, we call that. Wherein, alternative siya ng bigas. So, it's a healthy thing na healthy kind of rice na provided by one of the donors as well. So, nakakatulong yun during COVID season.
Okay. All right. Actually, we've reached the top of the hour. I have no other questions for you, Alden, but please feel free to discuss anything else you'd like to discuss in addition to what you've shared about International Care Ministries.
Right. Thank you, Ayan, for that time now. So, I'd like to share with you a bit for those who are watching right now. I'm calling for people who have the passion to help the poor. If you're one of them who thinks na who has something that you can offer, maybe you can become a donor or become an intern as well, become a volunteer. Please reach out to us. I can provide you my email address. I can type. How will I provide it?
Well, I can just flash it on the screen after this video. So for our audience, you'd see the email address right there sa harapan ni Alden. Ayan.
Sige. And I also, siguro I can just provide the email of our director for the chief advanced officer for the donations or donor relations.
Okay. Yeah. Or maybe they can just go to the website, International Care Ministries. We'll also flash it on the screen. It's actually right there sa bandang baba. So, ayan.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's it, no? So thank you so much for listening. I hope you gained something about what we're doing. This NGO, it's totally unique. For me, it's totally different. No, so iba yung tinatap namin, and one of the experience before we close this is that the first time that I went to the community, I never see this because when I visited the community, it's too far. It's somewhere in Davao. Tapos when we visited this person, one of my colleagues gave him the money it's 100 pesos or 1,000 peso bill. She cried. She cried out loud and sabi ng matandang babae, the old woman said, I never saw a money. I never had a money for the last 10 years. The last money that I had was around 20 pesos. Why? How can you live without having any money? And she said, I planned. No, I asked the owner of the lot somewhere nearby. Tapos, ang ginagawa nila is that they can exchange their service to harvest some of the crops there. Let's say corn or banana. Tapos, the owner of the farm or the field will just give them a little portion of it, of the crops. And then they just exchange it with the sari-sari store to receive canned goods, itlog, or eggs, or noodles.
Parang
So that's how we
barter.
do. Parang, exactly, barter. And then she's really crying, and I also cried after seeing that person kasi yung bahay niya nakatagilid na ng ganon. Tapos unting isang ganon na siya. Sobrang kahoy na alam mo yun, even yung bubong is ni pahat na. So I was really moved by that moment. So
and knowing what you guys can do, for sure natulungan nyo siya in so many aspects, no? Aside from the money provided, kasi you also teach, you know, in physical, yung hope nga na item. So kanina ko pa kasi iniisip sa dami nung ginagawa nyo, what would be your priority? But I guess when you're there, you really wanna give them what you already have. Parang turuan na rin natin sila ng ganito since nandito na rin naman na tayo. And do you see it as an opportunity right then and there? So kudos. I mean, napakahirap nung trabaho ninyo sa ICM.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to add? Alden, how about for you personally, outside the International Care Ministries, is there anything you wanna share or okay ka na ron?
Yeah, sige. So I hope you can also like or visit our Facebook page. This is something like you know that I'm currently studying at Asian Institute of Management with course of Master of Science in Innovation and Business or MSIB. So I'm also the president of a club there in the school, which is called AIM Society of Innovators.
Okay.
Ian, please help me to post it soon.
Sure.
So so it's more on delivering innovative tools, which is necessary for us to be competitive in the 21st century. So these skills are really needed. Let's say artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, even social innovation, design thinking, systems thinking. So those are the things that we are sharing. So we gathered experts as well, similar with yours, wherein we get industry experts in this certain field. Tapos they can just share information to the public. Tapos they learn, so exchange of knowledge as well. So I hope you can visit that Facebook website. So I'm living in different spaces. Nasa AIM ako na sobrang advanced na technology, may AI. Tapos here in the organization na walang technology. Right now, nag-advance na kami sa technology.
Right.
Pero we are serving na hindi man lang nakahawak ng mga cellphone.
Well, but that's perfect. In that situation, kasi you would be able to share whatever knowledge you have from the other side of your world, di ba? To that side of the world. What was the Facebook page nga ulit? You mentioned about Facebook?
AIM Society.
Okay.
Yeah, AIM Society of Innovators.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So also look for that Facebook page. Again, we would like to thank you, Alden, for your time. Mr. Alden Ejorango. For our audience, if you have questions or comments, please feel free to write them down in the comment section of this post or this video interview, or message us directly sa Global Dominion Financing Incorporated page.
Basta Global Dominion.
Basta Global Dominion.